Okay, want to give you a tip. All right, sometimes when working with a silky-like fabric like this, it plays with you and it does what it want to do, okay? Which drives me nuts. So I have an interfacing piece under here, right there. That's the interfacing. And I cut it the same size, but the fabric has a tendency to shift. And because it shifts, because I've interfaced this, it's not going to shift. It's going to be the same size. Whereas this still may shift. Okay? Got me? You with me? All right. Keep on going. All right. So, in order to pin it so that I actually sew it correctly, instead of forcing this to be up here. I'm sorry. I'm not going to force it. I put it on the mannequin so that it will drape. I'm going to turn you a little bit. So that it will drape on here. And I'm literally pulling it so that it lays flat. Lays flat everywhere. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin it as is. So even with this being the way it is, I would rather pin it and make sure it lays correctly than to sit up there and have to end up where you get a pucker. Most people don't realize that. They may come back and they realize that maybe their neckline don't lay as flat as they want. It is because they've forced the silky, movable, loose fabric to a stable piece. And then you have puckering, it won't lay flat, and it just doesn't look as appealing. So, to avoid that, if you got a mannequin, it works best. Put it on your mannequin. And all I'm going to do is pin it. Because it's resting like way it's supposed to be. And I'm going to pin all the way around it. I'm not going to adjust nothing. I'm just going to pin it. Pins work best for a silky fabric that tends to twist, move, and adjust. Using clips on it. I know a lot of people are, clip crazy. Are we going to use clips? Pins work best when you work with certain fabrics. So remember that. And also, too, I got these pins. I have watched somebody on YouTube, and these are really thin, fine pins, and they're probably the best set of pins I've ever have worked with, and I love them. So I still have some of the other ones, but I try to avoid using them because this fabric is woven real tight, and I want the pin to actually go through the fabric easily. So I'm just pinning. So when I sew it, I'm gonna actually sew on this side. I'm going to be looking at this and sewing my distance. So when it gets done, yeah, the waist, the finished piece may be a different size, but you can actually just measure it out and make sure you sew within the seam line or whatever else. And so and because I know this is the back, I'm gonna make sure I'm not doing nothing really major. I'm just adjusting it so that I know that it's going to fall where I want it to fall, okay? And by doing so, you avoid that issue. So, if you have questions, this is more like thinking about different techniques that you can use to improve your sewing so you don't have problems. Because it ain't fun taking something out after you done work hard to put it together. So, I thank you for watching. I am Leslie of LesAnn Creations. Make sure you like and subscribe. See you later.